you won't hear any bells or chanting or relaxing music during this video. But what you are going to find is a very practical meditation technique, one that quite literally might have saved my life. I used to suffer from severe anxiety, I often thought about suicide, I had a substance abuse problem, and I even spent over a year in counseling with a psychologist, which was very expensive, but didn't help me much at all. What did help was this meditation approach. The problem with other meditation styles that I tried, and there were many, was that they seemed to focus on the relaxation aspect, on emptying one's mind of thoughts, on separating oneself from emotions, and finding a sense of calm there. Conceptually, that sounds great, but in reality, what I found, for me at least, was that this was really just a form of avoidance and suppression. And while I might have been relaxed in the moment of meditation, it was only a matter of time before those suppressed emotional stresses crashed back to the surface. And all the meditation was doing was creating a contrast that made the feelings seem worse than they were before. Kind of like a serenity now, insanity later type of thing. Now, what the meditation I'm going to show you does is really the exact opposite. It's an active process of going through the storm to get to the calm, a process of directly interacting with any discomfort inside yourself. This might not seem logical, but if you practice for just a couple days, you're going to find that the ironic end result is a relaxation like you've probably never known before. Because when you can handle anything in your inner world, you'll know that you can handle anything in your outer world. And that realization brings a tremendous sense of equanimity and peace to your life. With it, stresses are no longer stresses, or at least they're much less than they were before. But anyway, rather than getting too philosophical, let's get practical and learn how to meditate in this new way. For the next 10 minutes or so, you should be comfortably seated anywhere where you won't be distracted. No special sitting position is required, but you should of course not be driving or operating machinery of any kind. Please pause the video until you're ready to begin. Okay, close your eyes now, and I'd like you to first place your awareness on the inside of your body. That entire space, including your head, down into your body. Just observe that inside area. Watch it with pure, thought-free awareness. If distracting thoughts come into your mind, let them be there. There's no need to force them out, but just bring your observing awareness back to the space inside you. Watch it with your mind's eye. Now notice that this is not just empty space. There are feelings, sensations, and what I'm going to call energies inside that space. If you're not sure what I'm talking about, bite your finger, wait 10 seconds, and then notice the leftover sensation in your finger. It's as simple as that. That feeling is an example of what I'm calling an energy. But some sensations are going to be more subtle, while others might be more significant. Remnant emotional or stress accumulations, little aches, pains, tinglings. Even every current emotion also has a physical feeling that goes along with it. That's what we're interested in, the underlying physical sensation inside you. Some sensations might have shape to them, pressure, density. The internal experience will be different for everyone. Just notice what's there for you. Take a minute now to just watch those energies and sensations within you. There's no need to think about them or analyze them. Just let them be there and watch them. They might be uncomfortable. They might include feelings that you'd usually want to mentally avoid. But during this structured practice time now, do the opposite. Accept them and embrace them by simply watching them as an accepting observer. Please pause the video for 1 minute while you do this. Now, as you scan your head and body for these internal energy sensations, you probably noticed a certain area where a more significant accumulation of energies was present. For me, it's usually in my head and upper body, but not always. Wherever it is for you, or even if you like to work with a random space, put your attention on that area now. Then, greet the sensation in that space by saying the following words to it. Hello, energy. I know this might seem strange, but it's a means to an end that you'll understand soon. So just give it a try for now. Again, say the greeting to the energy, hello, energy. Now, I'd like you to think of one word to describe your sensation. And I'm talking about the physical characteristics, not any emotional interpretation. We might use words like happiness, sadness, pain to communicate our feelings to other people, but I want you to bypass any intellectual translation and just use one simple word to describe the underlying physical sensation. Some examples might be dense, throbbing, tingling, pressure, smooth, round, oval. You could say that it extends from your neck into your chest. You could compare it to something, you might say it's like a thick cloud. You don't need to be exact in this. Just pick one physically descriptive word or phrase that approximately describes your chosen energy sensation. If you need some time to do this, please pause the video. Remember that there's no need for perfection or to be exact. But if you do need some time, feel free to pause the video now while you think of the word or phrase. Okay, now let's suppose that your chosen word is dense, or maybe you have a phrase like smooth, dense pressure at the top of my head. Whatever you've come up with is fine. Turn your awareness back to the chosen space in your body and say the words to the energy, either out loud or in your mind, energy, you are a dense sensation, or energy, you are a smooth, dense pressure at the top of my head. Whatever your observation of the energy is, reflect that observation to the energy. Energy you are, or sensation you are. Do this now. Now, last step, but the most important one. Continue mentally observing the sensations in your body in that chosen space while simultaneously and genuinely wanting to feel it, to know it. I know it's not intuitive to want to feel something that we usually try to avoid or suppress, but this meditation is about doing the mental opposite of what we do during our unconscious day. And in wanting to observe and know that sensation fully, I want you to not just watch it, but listen to it with your entire mind, your entire being. Listen to the sensations that it radiates. Listen fully with your thought-free and interested awareness. If thoughts do pop in, let them be there, but keep bringing your focus back to your target energy. You might say something to your energy like, hello energy, there's nothing more important to me right now than getting to know you. And then continue listening with your accepting full awareness. Please try this now for a minute or two. Observe and listen to your energies with your full awareness and with a desire to know them clearly as they are. No avoidance. Please pause the video player until you're ready to continue. Now, because of the limited duration of this video, we're going to end our interaction with the body sensation there, but during your own sessions, you can work with all the energies in your body. You can just move from one space to another or work with your overall body sensation, whatever works for you. Now, one thing I want to mention is that sometimes while you're doing this, while you're observing and listening to an energy, you'll notice that they sometimes move or change form or shape, or even dissolve altogether. That's fine. If that happens, just go with the new, more subtle energies that are left over, or move on to another area of your body if you want. When that happens, it can feel really good, to completely dissolve what might have been an overwhelming or uncomfortable feeling before. But don't make that your goal of this process while practicing. To have a mental objective of eliminating unpleasant sensations can really undermine this method's effectiveness, because the benefit comes with wanting to feel them fully, from embracing your internal self. It's about doing the exact opposite of what we usually do unconsciously all day long. Again, I don't want to get too philosophical, but this really is the exact opposite of the way most people interact with their world. as you practice this structured meditation, you'll find that little by little, the approach seeps into your daily activities. Embracing the feelings within will evolve into embracing the feelings of a full life, and it can truly be life-changing. Okay, if you haven't already, you can go ahead and open your eyes. Your initial impression might be that this doesn't seem like a meditation. It might not seem as spiritual as other meditations that attempt to transcend emotions. But if it's spirituality that's your inclination, I think you'll eventually find that profound insight comes through awareness of your subtle body energies. You see, your inner world is the only thing you can ever truly know. And when you get to know it, you're going to find that that one connection is also your connection to everything else and to real knowledge. I'll leave my spirituality perspective at that. Now, another reason this might not seem like a meditation yet is because it's such an active process, and we're using words to interact with our inner selves. But like I said, the words are just a means to an end. We're using words as tools to help keep our awareness focused initially, to get our concentration clear and thought-free, and to promote an accepting, embracing mindset. That takes some practice, and you'll get better quickly, but I found that initially, the verbal interaction really helps when starting out. But eventually, you won't even need that. You'll be able to interact with your inner self using pure awareness and mental intention. And at that point, it will seem much more like a meditation. But there's no rush to get to that point because there's a lot to gain at every step. Now, you may not feel that your world has been instantly transformed right now yet, but I really encourage you to try this for at least a couple days, maybe once or twice per day. The first days are often the hardest because you might be confronting stuff that you've spent years trying to avoid feeling, but I think you'll find the effort to be worth it. This approach has a tremendous capacity to transform on so many levels. I've helped people overcome severe anxiety issues where medication and professional counseling failed. I've heard from people who've used it to lose weight. Because think about it, what is hunger? It's a body sensation. And where does the tendency to overeat come from? It's often related to internal emotional discomfort. Also, a lot of people have used this approach to quit smoking, to go straight through those feelings of withdrawal, and this could be applied to any addiction, really. I've also heard from people with social anxiety and public speaking fears. People who used to be paralyzed with speaking fears have used this as a basis for dissolving those feelings. It can be used to get through the stress of illnesses, to cope with loss. The list goes on, but you don't by any means need to be dealing with any serious issue to benefit greatly from this meditation. Anyone that wants to live a full and active life is going to experience ups and downs, and this is a great way to embrace all of that, and therefore it's a means of living life more fully. Because think about it, how good can you ever feel if your good feeling times are accompanied by a fear of losing those feelings? You see, true and unshakable happiness is only possible with an appreciation of unhappiness, and this practice can be your foundation for achieving that. Because our world is not a monastery. Our lives are full of challenges if we want to live fully and be happy. Now, I'm not by any means saying that this is the best form of meditation, or that it's going to be right for everyone, or that it should be the only form of meditation that you practice, but it's definitely worth experimenting with. Maybe try mixing it with your current meditation style. Whatever you choose to do with it, I think you'll be really happy with the results if you can just get through the first few sessions. If you'd like to learn more about this approach, or to take it to a deeper level of consciously transforming body energies into higher forms, please check out my website at mcsquaredmethod.org. That's mc2method.org. If you liked this, you'll love that. Thank you for listening.